to be sharing my worst experience in medical practice with you today. My worst experiences, because I cannot choose one that is one worst experience. So, ranging from losing patients when I expected not to lose them, to very difficult patient relatives, to difficult patients themselves, we're going to be unpacking a lot in this story time. This is your first time seeing this beautiful face. Hi, my name is Ada. I'm a medical doctor living and practicing in Nigeria. And obviously, I cannot, give all the full details because medical legal things. I have to protect the patient's privacy because they have a right to confidentiality. But I'll share enough, not to cross that line, but still make you understand. Okay, so I was in the ward yesterday. I had finished with that ward and I was leaving, and someone we're seeing came and said, "Oh, we did a test and you're yet to see it. We're just coming in. Can you see it?" I'm like, okay. I was in a pretty good mood. I didn't have to at the point, but I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So I sit and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this test is fine. Then the man starts, oh, that since they came, they've not given them drugs, they've not doing this one, they've not done this one. Now, if it was another person that saw that patient the first time they came, I would have understood, but I know that I saw the patient myself and I wrote out the drugs by myself. So what are you talking about? So I looked through the drug chart and turns out the man bought drugs once, not the patient now, the patient's relative. Bought drug once and stopped buying the medication. So I'm like, oh sir, these your drugs are not available. Do you get? The man goes off on me. I'm like, wait, am I talking to a mad person? What is going on? Why are you shouting? Like, I could not understand the shouting. Why are you shouting? What is the issue? How can I help you? Do you get? And I realized that the man wanted to go home. Like, you could have come out and said, this hospital don't tire me. I want to go home. So why are you screaming? But unfortunately for him, I could not discharge the patient because the patient was not yet fit for discharge. So the man was like, yeah, that's if I if I don't discharge him, he's not coming back here again, so I might as well take care of the patient by myself. I was like, oh God, please, it's not prison. There is discharge against medical advice if that is the route you want to go. But the only thing I can tell you is that this person is not fit for discharge. However, if you insist on going, go sign that we told you you should not go, but you insisted on going because you have every right to go anytime you want to, but you need to understand the medical implications. The man just they scream, they shout. I don't know, probably because of the situation he was in. He was allowing his emotions get the best of him. So I knew that you two of us cannot be shouting in the ward. Like it doesn't make sense. On a normal day, I can't remember the last time I shouted. So why should I come and be shouting in the ward? So I just left and told him, sir, I've told you what I told you. If you want to go, go and sign. And I left. That's experience number one. This is sometimes patient relatives don't understand that Nigeria is hard for everybody. Yes, I tried my best to understand with people because I understand that being a patient relative is one of the most difficult things. You're under stress because your loved one is in the hospital, and then the way our system is designed to stress you. Like, go and pay here, go and collect drugs here, go and do this, go and do that, go and get investigations, blah blah blah. So I try my best to put myself in their shoes and be very empathic, but that's not the reason why you should be screaming at me. Now, I made my judgment on this person not because of that first screen, but because I had run in with him in the emergency, and it's like he does not like female doctors. Because when his male doctors talking to him, he's nicer, but when he's a female doctor, I don't know his prejudices. So, but that is what I had observed, that if a female doctor was talking to me, he used to behave as if it's like you're not really a doctor. Did you get? Fortunately for him, he was stuck with me. So K4 game Kwanu. I don't know, but it was what it was, sure. But that was not a very good experience. Now, the second experience I want to share is a very emotional one. I lost a patient that I didn't expect I was going to lose, and it was difficult for me because we did everything we can. You know that statement that we see in movies where the doctor comes and says, "We did all we could, but we lost him." Like that was how I felt at that point. So to give you a back history, the man came in with kidney disease. So the family were so, oh my God, like they were the opposite of these other people. They were so forthcoming with everything. Like you tell them, go and do this, they do say go and do that, they do that. And we now told them, "Okay, this person needs dialysis, right? Because the kidneys were bad at the point and were no longer functional. The man came with complications of kidney disease. So we said he would need dialysis to survive. And typically, my experience with counseling people on dialysis, once you mention the money, you can see the lights leave their eyes. That's one of the hardest parts of my job when I counsel people for dialysis, because I know they are going to have to pay out of pocket. And if I have somebody that needs dialysis, I'm not lie, I might not be able to afford it. It's difficult for me to do that. For these people, they're okay, fine. When can we do that? I'm like, okay, the cost is this. They say, no, no problem. Cost is not an issue. Just do what you need to do. And true to their words, sharp, sharp, they provided money. We passed the line instead of dialysis. We did first session, we did second session. The man was coming out small, 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 only for us to go to do third session. I think they had called us for another emergency in the dialysis room. And no, they had called us to pass line in the dialysis room. And we just heard the nurses say there's an emergency, and we came, we did CPR. This man passed, right? As I watched him pass, as I realized that the CPR was not, as I realized that the CPR was not working, my problem was that the woman I had been communicating with, his wife, was not in the dialysis room. Like, she was in the ward, and then this man is passing in the dialysis room. So she doesn't get that closure of being there when it happened. We're going to go upstairs and tell her that the man is dead. I will not lie, I cried. Then I was a registrar. My SI was like, "Hey, Doctor, why are you crying? Since you don't understand." Like, this woman is like, everything you need will provide, and every single thing we had asked them to do, they did it, and the man still died. So is that whole, we tried all we can, but I'm sorry, we could not save him. And it's very rare as a Nigerian doctor to actually be able to do all you can, simply because people are restrained by finances. It's not because Nigerian patients are not caring or their patient relatives are not caring. It's because they are restrained by finances, right? So when people bring out money to do stuff, I expect that they should recover. So when you lose patients that you did everything, even if they were abroad, that's the same thing that they would have done. It's really, really very painful. It just brings to question, then what are we doing? What's the medicine for? The last one that I want to talk about is a rude patient. When I tell you guys that as a female doctor, people look down on you simply because you're female, it's not something you encounter every day, but there's that subtle, you're a female doctor. Let me give you the background. Right? So I was in the ER, I was the person on call, and I had just had clinic. I think, yeah, it was clinic that day. So from clinic, I went and had lunch, and I came down straight to the emergency. I came down to the emergency around 2 p.m. And from that 2 p.m., I was seeing this patient by 11 p.m. Wallahi, I hadn't taken a break. Like, it was see the patient, come and write, see the next patient, come and write, like that. It was a busy call. I don't that those kind of calls are once in a while calls. It was a very busy call. So I was tired, but you're a doctor, you have to, it doesn't matter how you feel, you have to share do your work. It's not like it doesn't matter how you feel, but because you're trying to be professional, you have to just do your work. Typically, it shouldn't be like that, but I mean, we cannot start to unpack the fact that we are short staffed and all of that in this video. I don't want to talk about it, but I went to see this patient, and I normally, like, when I come into seeing a patient in the emergency, I introduce myself. I'm Dr. This, the doctor that saw you referred you to me, because okay, so I'm doing my residency training, right? So typically in our emergency, when you come in, the casualty officer sees you, then refers you to the specialist that you need to see. So I was like, oh, the person that saw you, the doctor that saw you, referred you to me. And then the guy is like, okay. His response, I'm like, okay, I was doing this person, but mama, I'm too tired for this. Do you get? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm like, please, doctor, I'm not in the mood to answer questions. I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, I'm not paid enough for this. Because what is this attitude? Of course, you're right. So, as a patient, at any time to say you don't want, I cannot come and hold you. I said, okay. It's fine. Maybe you're tired, you don't want to answer questions. Can I examine you? At least based on what the casualty officer has told me with an examination. Of course, I will document that you don't want to answer questions. Then I'll examine you and see what we can do to help you. The man was like that. He doesn't want to lie down. In fact, like he doesn't want me to touch. He doesn't want me to touch him. I'm like, oh, my dear, do you know the amount of work that I have to do? And then you're coming to give me attitude. Low key, I will not lie. I was sad for him that he doesn't understand that in this night I'm his final bus stop because I'm the only doctor that is available to see him. I was also kind of happy that I have like 6 patients waiting for me. It's 11 p.m. I'm extremely tired and you're giving me attitude. I said, sir, do you understand that I'm going to write that you don't want? And he said, yes, he understands. So I just went to the table. I picked up his folder. I put in the time. I said, I went to see this patient. I introduced myself and I asked him, I wanted to ask him questions. He refused. I wanted to examine him. He refused. Plan is to review the patient when he's ready. And I moved to the next patient. Because what is that attitude? On top of I'm tired, you're giving me attitude. Like, do you understand? I don't know what your problems are. I don't know how you're feeling, but I don't even know. You guys, this is why I'm going to have to stop. But if you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comment section. From the stories that I've told, what do you think? What do you think? Just let me know in the comment section. As always, stay healthy and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.